Hi, I'm Sophia, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to do some Pilates for the first trimester, so for when you're pregnant. And we're going to start with a little bit of breath work. Breath work is a really nice way to come into the body and just check in with the way that you're feeling and kind of bring your focus inwards, which is really helpful at any time in life, but particularly during pregnancy. So first of all, we're going to come onto the mat in a comfortable seated position. So I've crossed my legs, but you could use a long frog or have your legs straight or use a couple of cushions or blocks to sit on if that helps you. And then we want to make sure that the pelvis is starting in a neutral position and that we've got length working right through the spine and the ribs are settling down, letting go of any tension. And then from here, all we're going to do is lift through the back of the head and neck and sort of visualize a little bit of air between every vertebra and then the next. So beginning to focus yourself on the breath. So we're going to breathe in through the nose and then gently out through the mouth. Breathing in through the nose and then out through the mouth. As you breathe, try and direct your inhale into the back of the ribs and lungs. And then as you exhale, feel that connection of the abdominal muscles. Just keep it going. Inhale. And then exhale, feel that connection. So you're starting to notice the rhythm of your breath and that kind of circular motion of breath as you inhale through the nose and then gently exhale through the mouth. As you exhale, try and allow your face to soften. A little bit like a sigh, your face will relax. Let's do one more round of breath, really focusing on it. And then I want you to try and take your breath work through your practice. From here, we're going to do some gentle arm floats. So we're going to use the exhale to float the arms up, letting the shoulders draw down in your back, and the inhale to lower. Only float your arms as high as you can comfortably, allowing the shoulders to relax. So what we want is the spine to stay still and stable and the shoulders to fall away from the ears. So sometimes if we push ourselves too far or we're feeling a bit tense, we might squeeze our shoulders up. But ideally we want to keep those shoulders away from the ears. Let's keep it going. Let's do two more here. Lengthen the back of the throat. I'll turn sideways on so you can see for the next exercise. And then float with your arms at a comfortable height, so they can be further in front of you if that's better for your shoulders, or further up if that works for you. But the important thing is that the shoulders are relaxed away from the ears and you've got length working right through the spine. From here, we're going to squeeze the shoulders right up to meet the earlobes and then draw the shoulders down into the back. So we're working for the maximum range of movement through that shoulder. Good. Keep lifting through the back of the head and neck. Let's keep it going. Let's do about another 6, really squeezing the shoulders up and then drawing the shoulders down, making sure to breathe. Let's go. Keep it going. Good. Let's do, I've lost count, about 2 more. So it was around 10 in total I was aiming for, but a few more, a few less won't hurt. And then release the arms down by your sides. Just give your shoulders a wriggle if they need it. And then from here, we're going to bring ourselves up and over onto our back. So we're going to organise the feet so the heels align with the sit bones, and then organise the pelvis again in that neutral, so we're respecting the natural curvature of our spine. And what I want you to try and do is tune into your breath here, allowing for tension to release from the body, and also allow those shoulders to relax down and away from the ears. We're going to inhale here. As you exhale, tuck the tailbone, draw the sit bones towards each other, opening the front of the hip. Send the knees long away from you as you peel yourself away from the mat. As you get to the top, we're going to inhale to float the arms up and over, stretching through the fingers, and then exhale to peel yourself back down to the mat. So slowly, bone by bone, coming all the way down. Into your neutral, float the arms down by your sides. So it's an inhale here to prepare. Exhale, tuck, scoop, hollow roll. Keep the weight even in both feet. Keep length in the back of the throat. Really open the hips, gather the sit bones. Inhale, float the arms up and over, stretch. And then exhale, let's draw ourselves down, bone by bone, piece by piece, working through the spine. Inhale at the bottom, arms come back down by your sides. Exhale, tuck, scoop, hollow roll. Push the knees away, find that opening in the front of the hips, that connection of ribs and hips at the top, the activation of your glutes. Inhale, float the arms up and over. Exhale, let's roll and peel ourselves all the way back down. Let's do 2 more here. Push the knees away. Inhale, float your arms up and over. And then exhale, roll down. Inhale, arms down by your side. Last one. Let's really take our time, really mobilizing the spine. Push the knees away from you. Find the activation of your glutes. Inhale, take the arms all the way up and over, rib hip connection. And then exhale, soften every vertebra all the way back down to the mat, bone by bone. Lovely. And then gently release the arms down by your sides. From here, we're going to come over onto one side and gently bring ourselves up and find ourselves in our seated position. And then we're going to take the elbows back underneath the shoulders and allow the spine to gently round into your hands. Squeeze the elbows towards each other behind you and draw those shoulders away from the ears. Let's take a moment to organise the legs. So legs are parallel, heels are in alignment with sit bones, and we've got a little bit of flexion in the lower back. Now this is a perfect opportunity to watch your pelvis and make sure that it stays really nice and still. We're going to inhale, prepare. As you exhale, let one knee drop out to the side, keeping the pelvis still and stable. And then inhale, come back to the centre. Exhale, let the other knee come out. And then inhale, come back to the centre. And then we're going to keep alternating sides, lifting through the back of the head and throat. Creating as much length as you can, drawing your shoulders down and back away from your ears. So as you move the legs, the aim of the game is just to keep the pelvis still and stable. And with this, you'll gently mobilise the hips and work your core just a little bit, just to keep your pelvis stable. Let's keep it going, flowing nicely from one side then the other. Good, let's go for 2 more on each side, keeping the pelvis as still as you possibly can. If you detect a little bit of movement, you can always reduce your range of movement through the legs, so just don't take the knee as far, so you can keep control of the pelvis. Good, and then when you're ready, gently come back to the centre. From here, we're going to gently work into our core a little bit more. So from here, we're going to float one leg to tabletop, and then the other leg to tabletop, making sure that you feel a comfortable degree of effort in your abdominals and that you feel safe and secure. Then from here, we're going to gently toe tap the floor. Inhale, come back. Exhale to toe tap the floor. To make this easier, you can drop your heels more towards your hips, so you're working with a smaller range of movement. And equally, to make it a little bit more challenging, you can tap a little bit further away. But the most important thing is that you feel completely comfortable and at ease, so making sure to not work too hard. We're going to go for 3 more on each leg. And then 1 more on each side, finishing in tabletop. From here, we're going to gently bring one leg down towards the mat and then the other, and then slowly peel yourself up so that you're seated. So in a seated position, we want to come back to that neutral position through the pelvis and spine. So just take a moment to find it. Allow the shoulders to relax, and then we're going to float the arms up and interlace the hands behind the head. Let the shoulders fall away from the ears, and from here we want to try and keep the pelvis nice and still and stable, and we're going to come into a little bit of upper back extension. So I want you to look at the wall in front of you and then imagine that you can see a creepy crawly crawling up the wall as you lift your heart, your neck, your nose, gently finding a little bit of extension, and then gently watching the creepy crawly come back down again. Good, to neutral, and then we're going to repeat that again. So gently lift your gaze. Good, watch as you look up towards the top corner of the room, lifting the heart, making sure that pelvis is staying as still and stable as possible, and then gently lower back down again. Let's keep this going. Really nice exercise. Good, let's do 4 more here. Gently feeling that activation of the upper back. Sort of undoing our laptop posture. So if we've been working at our computer, you kind of slouch and do the opposite. So this is a nice one to improve posture. And you can do it at your desk as well. Try to make sure the pelvis is staying stable, the ribs are connected, and that we're not collapsing. So keep working for all the length you can find. Good, and again. Good, and come back. And then when you're ready, we're going to float the arms up and release the arms down. So just giving the shoulders a wriggle here. Lovely. And then from here, we're going to come onto our side. So gently bring yourself over onto one side and carefully come down onto one elbow. So when we're resting on our elbow, we want to make sure that the waist is active and the shoulder is drawing down away from the ears. The pelvis is stacked and our legs are bent, and we're going to stack the feet towards the back edge of the mat at the back of your pelvis. And then from here, we're going to gently squeeze that top knee open and then gently close it down again. And again, squeeze open, keeping the pelvis still and stable. So the thing to watch out for here is that we don't want to roll the pelvis back. We want to keep the pelvis as still as you can. So top hand on the top hip will give you a little bit of an indication of any movement. Let's go for 5 more. Two, and then last one. Hold it open. So from here, we're going to extend that leg, visualize a little lemon or a lime, and we're going to draw our toes around the lemon or the lime. 4 and 5, change direction for 5, 4, keep the waist active, 3, 2, and then last one, hold it there, bend the knee, bring the foot down, and then close the knees. We're going to come up into our 4-point kneeling position now. And the leg we were just working, we're going to extend behind us. So trying to maintain neutral pelvis, neutral spine, making sure to lift the abdominals in and up. We're then going to lift and lower, lift and lower. So really opening the hip, keeping the body really still and stable. Let's go for 4 more here. 4, 3, 2, breathing steady and smooth. And then let's lift and hold. I want you to imagine that that leg is now a tail, and you're going to wag your tail. So you're going to take your leg over, looking for your foot, finding some side flexion to the spine, and then work in the other direction. Keep that foot lifted, so a bit like you're cleaning a shelf. Good, letting the spine and pelvis move gently. Last one. And then gently come back to the centre. From here, we're going to let the knees part, round through the spine, and gently send the hips back. Let your hands walk in front of you just a little bit and enjoy a stretch. Breathing steady and smooth, so using your inhale to create space and your exhale to move into the space you've created. When you're ready, gently walk the hands in towards you, roll yourself up through the spine. And then we're going to take our legs over the other way on the mat. So carefully come onto your elbow, let your waist activate, your shoulder fall away from the ears, and then organise the legs ready for your clam exercise. So top hand on the top hip to make sure that it stays still. We're going to inhale here. As you exhale, we're going to open that top knee out. And then inhale, lower it back down again. Exhale. And inhale. And again. So we want to make sure that the waist is staying active and that the body isn't moving as that leg turns out. It's the same as the knee drop exercise, just a different way to work the muscle, working it more against gravity. Let's keep it going for 4, 3, 2. Lovely. Last one. Hold it there. So as maximum turnout as you can find for you, but we're all different, so it might be slightly lower, it might be slightly bigger, it's fine. And then extend that leg. Keep the body still and stable. We're going to draw 5 circles one way, 3, 4, and pause, and then change direction for 5, 4, stabilize the waist, 2, and then last one. Hold it there, bend the knee, and then gently come back. Lovely. So from here, coming up into your 4-point kneeling, shoulders down in your back, and then we're going to extend the leg you were just working away from you. So your second leg is going to extend away, stabilize the body and spine, exhale to lift, inhale to lower. So coming back to the breath, using it to help stabilize the body. Lengthen the back of the throat, try and stabilise those shoulders. Get 2 more here. And then last one, lift and hold. Imagine that your leg is now a tail and you're going to wag your tail, finding a little bit of side flexion. Get opening up into that lower back. And then try and keep the foot lifted. So notice if it drops off. Try and keep it lifted, and like you're cleaning a shelf. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and then last one. Come back to the center, sweep your knee back to the start position. And then we want to make sure we're in neutral pelvis, so not a huge dip in the lower back, just making sure that it is natural for you and that the ribs are connected. From here, we're going to exhale to hinge back from the hips and then inhale to rock forwards. With this exercise, what we're just trying to do is flex the hips, so we're not letting the pelvis tuck under as we rock forwards and back. And you're working with the maximum range of movement you've got. So if that's slightly reduced, that's okay. Just try and focus yourself on your neutral pelvis. Let's do 3 more here. 2. And then last one. Good. And then when you're ready, release. Coming forwards and then tuck the tailbone round the spine and then push back again for your child's pose. Let the arms stretch forwards. So letting your knees go wide so that you're comfortable. Take a few rounds of breath and then slowly roll yourself up bone by bone through the spine, lifting through the head. Lovely. Well done. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed it and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.